Hello everyone, my name is Nancy and welcome to my nature diaries. I want to talk to you today about how to start a nature journal. It's really not as difficult as you might think. Nature journaling is essentially getting outside, exploring, looking around, discovering things that you haven't maybe noticed before, and then deciding to journal what you see in a sketchbook or some kind of notebook. The two main things that we mainly need for nature journaling are supplies and time. So what supplies do we need in order to start a nature journal? Let's take a quick look. Walking in your local art department can seem intimidating and even overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be for nature journaling. We really just have to think smart and start simple when we are looking for art supplies. My number one tip for sketchbooks is to go cheap. I like these store brand drawing sketchbooks. They're wire bound, portable, and they're not so precious that when you do go out, you don't mind throwing them in a backpack and taking them with you. If you know that you're into watercolors, then you might want to invest in a more inexpensive watercolor book. This 5x7 size and hardcover spiral bound book really makes it nice to be able to sketch and watercolor on site. And another option, which is great for sketching and watercolor, could be a mixed media book. However, I would suggest getting something that is wire bound or a hardbound book. As far as pencils go, the best pencil for nature journaling is the one that you use. And these cheaper pencils are totally fine to nature journal with. However, if you can invest in some art pencils, they're really nice because these sets have just different levels of graphite hardness and softness. And so if you're trying to do a light sketch for a watercolor drawing, you can adjust it with these pencils. Also, don't forget to get a sharpener and one that contains its shavings, and definitely one that is portable to put in your pack. My favorite pencil though is a mechanical pencil, and I do like these a little bit more expensive ones because I never have to sharpen them and they're just nice and handy to use. And I try to get the ones that have the nice big erasers at the top so I don't have to mess around with a little eraser. I do try to avoid cheap mechanical pencils though, because they're not as reliable, difficult to refill, and I want to make sure I'm not frustrated when I'm trying to nature journal or draw. I think every artist's favorite pen has to be these Micron pens. They're amazing. They're affordable, they're waterproof, and they come in all these different tip sizes. And I actually found these little sets in Walmart, so a great find for your nature journal. Additional supplies that you can add to your nature journaling kit are colored pencils. Watercolor pencils are nice, along with a watercolor brush, and then a watercolor pen set. Maybe you like markers. It's really up to you. There's no limits on your creativity when it comes to nature journaling, but the main thing is to nature journal and to create and use whatever supplies that you happen to have on hand. A few more great supplies I like to have are these tape runners. You can find them everywhere. They're nice to add just different items to your nature journal, and also Mod Podge. It's cheap and it's wonderful to add dried flowers, or you can add pressed leaves also to your nature journal. Finally, what do we need to take with us when we want to nature journal outside? We just need to bring a few things like our sketchbook and then a pencil, of course. We can get started right away with nature journaling. Empty baggies are essential in my kit. I love to have them for little specimens and things I collect. I gather some items. I try not to pick anything that is precious or on private land, but things that are like weeds or fallen pine cones or things like that, I can nature journal back in the studio. These bags completely do the trick, and I can, again, journal them later. An art bag for pencils and microns or whatever else I need. And a camera. And also an extra sketchbook is a great idea to put in some dried items like a leaf or maybe some flowers, and you can rubber band them together and just use the sketchbook for these items. That's all I pretty much use when I do nature journal outside. I like to take a quick sketch of whatever it is that I'm nature journaling, and also photos in order to reference them later. And then I'll go back to the studio and do some more drawing. So let's wrap this up with, what should I nature journal? The quick answer to that is whatever you want to journal. It's really about looking down, looking up, and just exploring and taking the time to find things that fascinate and interest you. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that it was helpful in any way for you to start your own nature journal. Please consider subscribing if you're interested in more nature art, nature journaling, as I have lots of ideas for content in the future. Thanks for supporting me with your comments and your likes, and also feel free to share if you think somebody else might be interested in this. I would love to continue to grow this channel. Just remember, you are amazing and creative, and until the next video, take care. Bye.